Good afternoon. Yes, it's afternoon. This comes to you from the Cotswolds village of Stow-on-the-Wold. I'm sure some of you will know where I am. So I'm doing a skills product one-day tour here to the Cotswolds. We've been to Broadway. We're here now in Stow, and then the passengers are going to go down to Bourton-on-the-Water for a cream tea. So I thought I'd just do a quick video to say hi. But of course I'm going to have to rewind time a little bit to show you what we did before this.
We have 4 pickups when we do skills one-day trips. The first one is Mansfield in the city centre, then it's Arnold, and then Nottingham city centre, and then Derby bus station. Obviously if we're going south like we were today, we would do them in that order. If we were going north, we would obviously do them in the reverse of that order. But here we are, Derby, leaving here and then going down to the Cotswolds to our first stop, which is the village of Broadway. Dropped the passengers off and made my way round to the car park. Well, I say the coach park. Shout out to my sister there who's waiting for me. This is a bit of a tight turn into this car park actually, so first attempt, thought I'm going to make this. Going to have to just reverse out and just swing it a little wider, and then just about made it in. So yeah, all good parking there. And as I say, my sister lives not far from here, and it was nice to see her for a little bit while the passengers had their time in Broadway. Picked up the passengers in Broadway, and then it's about a 20-minute drive down to Stow-on-the-Wold, which is here us arriving into Stow. And this brings us down back full circle to the beginning of the video where I said I was here in Stow. So these little Cotswold villages all have specific instructions online from the councils about how, where, when, etc. for coaches. That's how I know that you are literally supposed to go down the second little turning here and go round and drop off, so it's all very well planned out. It's all good apart from the fact that they don't have enough space, so there's only one coach space, as you'll see when we come around the corner, and there's, as you can see, more than often more than one coach trying to get into it, so we had to do the best we could. And the parking here was again good, but not enough space, as you'll see. But anyway, so they are trying to help the coaches and the tourists. But anyway, this is Stow-on-the-Wold.
Depending on what I've told you, you may or may not know that I've been away for a few days for a little break away with my wife from work. I know, shock horror, good isn't it? But anyway, so just in case you don't know that, then yes, we've been away for a few days. Now, one of the things we did while we were away, we went to near the coast, was just have a little wander around the area where we were staying, and we found this Roman fort. Had a castle on one corner that was clearly built later, but you know, the four obvious four walls of a Roman fort, and it was about, I'm guessing, maybe 100 or 150 meters square, something like that. Not massive, but obviously fairly big for a Roman village when it was created. As we were walking around inside, it struck me that we use this phrase within our four walls, and these days we take that to mean, you know, within the four walls of a house, you know, or possibly within the four walls of a building or somewhere where we work, something along the lines, but something fairly small. And it struck me that back in those days, within these four walls encompassed the whole village. So that would have included everything within village life, would have been included within that phrase, within these four walls. And so I think these days we get this idea of silos. You know, our house is our house, and that's right, it's a place for us to be, you know, who we want to be, and that's perfectly fine, no problem with that whatsoever. But I think we still need community. And I think we still need people around us, you know, and that phrase within the four walls can mean more than just, you know, me or my own, you know, immediate family. It can mean people around us, you know, that we do life with. You know, of course, back in that days, you would have had traders, you would have had, you know, what I'm trying to say, soldiers going in and out. You know, the whole of village life would have happened within those four walls. And it just struck me that phrase meant something different, very, very much different back then than it does now. So a question for you is, who is your village? Who do you do life with within your four walls? Well, welcome to the famous Bourton-on-the-Water, or should I say infamous amongst coach drivers. I will do a voiceover to explain why. But anyway, here we are in Bourton. This is the centre of the village. I'm sure anyone who's been here will recognise this little small bit just here. I see there's quite a lot of people here. I mean, it's not completely rammed, but there's quite a lot of people here. But anyway, here we are in Bourton-on-the-Water. So the passengers are having their cream tea, just in a pub elsewhere in the village. And I'm going to go pick them up once they're done and have a little wander around, and then we'll go back home again.
Arriving here into Pullham's yard, I'll come back to that in a second and explain, but for now, why is Bourton infamous amongst coach drivers? And that's because a little while back there was a big coach park. It was privately run. There was a big coach park in Bourton that was no problems great. Then whoever ran that coach park, I don't know who, I'm sure someone can tell me in the comments, decided they didn't want to run that coach park anymore and closed it, and left us with just absolutely no provision whatsoever for parking coaches in Bourton. So there's now coaches just like parked all over everywhere. It's a complete nightmare. And as you can imagine, there's a big argument with the locals about the coaches and stuff going on in their village. It's an interesting one because of course the village wouldn't exist, or at least wouldn't have existed, without the tourist trade. But as I understand it, because of where it is, lots of people have moved in from outside. It's not the original people who used to live there anymore. The new people don't want the tourists. It's a bit of a you know, situation backs and forwards. But the problem for now, of course, for us as coach drivers is there's nowhere to park. There's very few places to drop off. The reason why I haven't got a video of the drop off because there's literally just a bus stop at the side of the road, a few minutes up the road from where the cream tea was meant to be. Some coaches come and park here at Pullham, some don't. It's just a bit of a nightmare really, and because of that, quite a few coach companies have actually boycotted it totally. They will not go to Bourton at all anymore. Anyway, so that's why Bourton is infamous amongst us coach drivers.
I am here in Pullham's yard. If I just spin round relatively slowly, you'll see behind me lots of Pullham's coaches. So these guys are based here in Bourton, and you can book and pay for, of course, a parking space here for a couple of hours if you need to. So my office have done that already, and they booked for me to park here for a couple of hours. You can see there's a blue coach behind me over there. That's the Hawks of Derby. He's also done the same thing. And over in the corner, not the white one, the other side of the fence, just this side of the fence next to the grey, is a Golden Tours, and they've also done the same thing. So commonplace to pay for parking just for somewhere to stop whilst you're here in Bourton. So I'm just here for a bit. I'm going to just go through the coach and do some bits in the coach while I've got some time, and then we'll pick the passengers up again.
Finishing up here with a picture of Hannah just parked up at Stow in the coach park. So no more footage to show you. It was just pick them up in the same place, drop them off at the bus stop in Bourton, and then head back north to drop them all off at their various drop-offs again. So that was all nice and easy. So there we are, a day in the Cotswolds. Interesting. Would I do it again? Well, yeah, of course I would, because I might give it to me again. I can think of some slightly better places to go personally myself, but anyway, that's what the trip is, so that's what we do. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Please, as always, like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you've been to any of these places, coach drivers. Have you been to Bourton? What do you think of it? So I've heard that YouTube now has a thing called a hype button that might appear underneath the video. It's not entirely clear at the moment when that appears. All YouTube will say is it applies to some videos. So if when you are watching this, and it's got to be within 7 days of it being posted as well, if you're watching this and there's a hype button underneath, then please hit that hype button. It does good things for the algorithm for me. Okay guys, as always, please take care, drive safe, and I'll see you again in the next one.